Hi, I'm Charlie Sabatino. I'm an attorney and former president of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, and I want to talk to you a little bit about healthcare decision making and the planning that is important for every adult to do, not just older persons, but literally every adult, and about the documents I'm sure you've heard about: living wills, healthcare powers of attorney, advance directives. The tasks that you need to consider are actually very simple. There's three. The first is deciding who would you want to be your decision maker if you can't speak for yourself. This is probably the most important task because it's not necessarily the person who is closest to you. It really needs to be a person who knows you well and who can literally be your advocate when you can't speak for yourself. A healthcare system can be a complicated, big system to deal with, and you need somebody who can be a strong advocate to speak for you, and who will speak for your wishes and not their own. That's the number one question. Number two question is what guidance would you want to give that person in terms of goals of care or the kinds of care you would want or not want. Some of you may have a lot of strong feelings about what's important, and others may not have many, but you need to think about that. And then thirdly is putting these wishes in writing. And this is where the legal documents come in. And there's been a lot of confusion about this, but it's really pretty simple. You need to execute a document that has different names in different jurisdictions, but we call it a healthcare power of attorney. It names the person to be your legal decision maker when you can no longer speak for yourself for healthcare decisions. And included in that document, you can put any instructions or guidance that you want. Many times these documents are called living wills, the instructional documents. And in some states, there are two different documents that are done together. In other states, there are one document. It really depends upon where you're at. You can get forms and advice that's relevant to your state. Once you have those documents, you've got to make sure that your healthcare providers know they exist and that the person whom you name as your decision maker, who's called your proxy or agent, knows your wishes and has copies of the documents. If the document is invisible, it'll have no power. So make sure people are aware of it, and then be sure to review it periodically. I always recommend people review it at any of the 5 Ds. D number 1 is any decade. When you reach a new decade, time to review it. D number 2 is a death of a loved one or family member. That shakes up your world, and it's time to review it. A divorce, likewise, is number 3. Number 4 is any new or significant diagnosis that you receive. That's the time to think about what your goals of care are. And fifthly, the last D is any decline in your situation that's significant. That's also a time to rethink what your goals of care are and who you want to be your spokespersons. So that, in a nutshell, is the task. And for more information about this, please go to the website of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys. That is www.naela.org. Thank you very much.